going live. It's YouTube live with little metal foxes.
Going live, live, live. Booty boot boot. We're live from
Tool,
all over
All
the
right.
world.
Tool Tip Tuesday with them.
Okay, there we go. All right, everybody.
Hey,
Here we are.
here we are. Hi, it's me, Jennifer from Little Metal Foxes, and
Little sister, little metal foxes.
And Julia from Little Metal Foxes.
And
And
Helen from Little Metal Foxes.
hey,
we have the
ladies.
whole household. We have the full house.
I'm down in Atlanta with the sister Leslie. That's her. She is a photographer, graphic designer extraordinaire, and doing all kinds of art as well. So
Runs in the family, clearly.
it
The whole
does.
art thing.
We were talking about favorite tools earlier, and I said, "What's your favorite tool besides a corkscrew?" And she said,
eyelash curler and curling iron. Although you wouldn't know it today.
"But the flat iron, I thought was a good tip."
Yeah, flat iron.
Yeah,
They have lots of uses.
flat irons can
Well,
be.
you might have to have a hat on today, so you're not going to waste all
This
that.
was, I just like I said, didn't know it's going to be on camera today.
It's snowing outside here in Atlanta. 90 degrees in Australia and freezing up in Washington. So,
Yep, we're having
Wisconsin knows,
heat.
yeah.
yeah, got all the weather. So, Julia, you've got a great tip for us today about saw blades.
I do. So, I've taught a lot of beginning classes, as have you. And one of the things that I frequently would forget to mention to students, partly because at first I didn't know it myself, but then later I was just so obvious that I would forget, is which end of the saw blades to open. And then I would see them struggling, trying to pull it out, because if you open the wrong end, the blade will catch every time you try to pull it out. And it can be so frustrating. If you're frustrated about sawing anyway, and you've broken a blade, and that's why you need a fresh blade, and then to have it not come out just makes you even more stressed, which is going to make you break more blades.
If they catch on one of those and you break the wire and the saw blades go everywhere, trying to pull
And
it
then
out.
you can't tell which ones are new and which ones are used, right? Because the whole purpose of leaving the wire on is so you can tell these are the fresh ones, the ones that are still with the little wire wrapped around them.
Right.
So it took me a long time to realize that you have to, as you put it, you have to hold the saw blade so that it's like a Christmas tree, so that all the teeth are pointing down, and then you're going to pull the blade up from the top so that the back of the blade is rubbing against the wire as it draws out, and it's not catching. If you do it the other way around, if you have your Christmas tree upside down, they're all pointing up, and you try to pull it out, every time, every branch is going to catch on the wire as it goes, and it's crazy making. So this is what I was going to show you guys. So
Let's show it.
Close up of what I'm talking about. Let me get on here. So here's a pack of saw blades. I think these are a size 3, actually.
Focus. There we go.
I tried to grab a really big saw blade, because part of what's hard about this is if you're looking at saw blades and you're using 3/0 or 4/0 or something, and they're really fine, it's really difficult to see where the teeth are, right? So we want to have the teeth pointing. I can probably get even closer. There we go.
There you go.
Even closer. Brace myself against the bench. So we want to be able to see that the teeth are pointing toward the right here, toward my right hand. And so then we want to remove the wire from this end. And sometimes you might even have to clip a little bit of this wire to get it off, because sometimes they actually start winding from this end. And so then the very end is wound under. But, persevere, figure out. Sometimes all you have to do is just do this
and slip them off.
And slip them off. But you can see the end of this one is actually caught in here in between the two. So I probably need
Yeah, sometimes they tuck it in between the blades.
They tuck it in between the blades. And so you kind of have to, do a little bit of this. I think I might be able to get it out. Whoops.
You can do it, Julia. I believe in you.
I can. What I need is a needle. And I will show you one of Jennifer's other favorite tools.
My favorite tool
your favorite tool, which I have
Needle
here.
and pin vise.
Yeah, the pin vise with a needle in it. And of course, I can't find mine because that would be too easy to be able to just lay hands on it right now. Where the hell is it?
Your cutters. Use those.
That's so annoying. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is.
Grab your cutters. Or
Okay.
a X-Acto knife. or
Sorry.
scissors.
So here's Jennifer's other favorite tool,
Okay.
which is a pin vise with a needle in it. And you can see I've used this one to do something with hot metal. And so then it got burnt. So I think it's that. And there we go. So now that's out. And I can, again, I know this seems like it's a lot of extra work, but in the long run, you're going to be happier.
Yeah, it does. Especially, yeah, like you said, especially if you're going through some saw blades, doing a lot of piercing and need to pull out
Right.
quickly, it just is such a pain when they're.
It's such a pain when they won't come out. So clearly this one was a really good example because the wire was wrapped from this back end and that was kind of annoying to get it off. But then once I've gotten it loose, now I can pull it off like this. And you just want to unwrap it a little bit. You don't want to unwrap the whole thing.
Yeah, I usually take it down about halfway.
Yeah. So let me focus here. Yeah. So you don't want to unwrap all the way because you want to keep this, you want to keep the ones that are fresh still wound up, right?
All together. You want to keep them together so you know which ones are open.
Exactly. But then as you were saying, Jennifer, you like you'll unwind down to about the middle and then rewind this back on here.
Yeah.
So then it makes it super obvious, like, okay, look, the wind isn't here at the end. Therefore, this is the open pack. Because if you've got a gross of these and you've got 12 dozen, you want to be able to quickly pick out which is the one that I've already opened.
Right.
What you don't want is to leave this wire loose because it starts catching on all the other stuff. So you do kind of want to wind it tighter around the blade. But now you can grab one blade.
Do it.
And you can just pull it right out. No problem. Woohoo! So yeah.
Yeah. And so you put that back in with your other, into a tube or whatever with your other blades.
Right. So I have this guy, which is the Kerf saw blade holder from Michael Nashef, which is a brilliant design. It has the lid that turns. And so these were a number 3. I love that he's got on here the number of them, 3/0. Oh, this is a 3 because then over here is the 3/0. This is a 3. It has the thickness of the blade, what size metal you should use it on. And then this is extra brilliant. What size drill bit you want to use to drill the hole. Right. So like all of that information is just right here. And then there's a little window so that you can see if there are blades in there. Like it's like, oh wait, I don't have anything. Or oh look, I do have something. So
or I need to order. Yeah.
Or I need to order some more. So yeah. So that is my tip.
And that goes from 8 to 08, right?
Yes, it goes from 8/0, 8/0, all the way up to 8. And then it has, actually, I can show you, I'll come back in here and show you. It has a section for, so it goes from 8 all the way around.
Which is the largest.
Which is the largest. I mean, you can get bigger blades, but not really for jeweler saws. And then it goes to 8/0, which is the smallest that most people use. You can buy 10/0 blades, but they're very, very fine. It's really easy to break them. You can get them from New Concepts. Brian Meek at New Concepts has them. And then he has, this one is the closed position. So if you turn this all the way around, it's closed there, like it doesn't have an opening. And then this is the wax or mixed size blades. So you could put, if you got 10/0 blades, you could put them in there if you wanted.
Yeah. Well, and I love that you can, look at the millimeter size on that. And that way you can tell what the kerf is. And that way, if you've got a bunch of saw blades or you've spilled a bunch of saw blades, you can measure the thickness and you know which saw blade it is. So
exactly. Within reason. I mean, saw blades vary a little bit, but yes, if you measured the thickness of the blade, that's how thick it is.
Right.
And so, yeah, if you measure it, though, of course, you see 0.18, both your 7s and your 6s. So you would have to look and count how many teeth per inch it has,
Yeah.
because that's
But
the
most
difference.
people are going to have like a 6/0, a 4/0, a 2/0, a 2,
Right.
and those give you a little bit bigger jump in the millimeters.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Well,
So
cool.
anyway, so that's my tip for the day.
Great tip,
And we got
Julia.
the bonus tip, which is Jennifer's brilliant pin vise with the 2 different needles in it, right? So
And
that's a blunt. This is a blunt tapestry needle, and then this is a sharp sewing needle, and then a bit of cork, because otherwise, yeah.
right. Absolutely. And a little bit of the kerf. And the kerf we love. Michael.
Yes, and we got to talk a little bit about Michael Nashef Designs, Nashef Designs, and these are 3D printed. And
Yeah.
he has a bunch of these. He has one for drill bits, and then he has the one that I use for holding files, which I really like.
He has all kinds of great tools.
Yep, he does. He has a wonderful selection.
All right, ladies. Well, thanks, Julia. Great tip. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Leslie.
I hope it reduces their frustration level in the studio. We want to do everything we can to make the studio be a stress-free environment for you. And struggling to get a saw blade out of the pack, it's just an unnecessary little bit of friction that none of us need.
And a good
It is very annoying.
and a good corkscrew.
When?
And a good corkscrew.
Corkscrew. Yes, that too.
After all the stress.
Yeah.
After all the stress. If you're having stress, get a corkscrew.
The corkscrew.
That'll help you solve it.
Right. All right, ladies. Thanks so much. And you guys will be doing Tooltip Tuesday next week. So join us for that. And have a great week, everybody. Thanks. Bye. Hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell. Bye.
Whoops. I'm trying to get it